Alright, so today we're going to take a look at is exponentials and some of the other ways that we use them. So we saw exponentials a little bit when we looked at scientific notation where we had 10 to some power. Alright, tens aren't the only thing that we can raise to a power and write in exponential form. So we're going to take a look at doing that with different numbers today. We're going to look at how the calculator does it, and we're also going to look at some different properties of exponentials. So something I first want to point out is when using a calculator, your calculator can handle different exponentials. You've seen squared buttons, what for instance right here is the x squared button, but what about when we have powers like 4, 8, 9, 3, 6, or 5? So we're going to see how we can handle those as well. All this information is written right up on the top here, and what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the very first one. So this first problem, I have a 7 to the 4th power. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit 7, and then to get to an exponent, I'm going to use this little caret key right here. So I'm going to hit that. You're going to see that pop up, and that's going to ask you for what power you're going to be putting that 7 to. So here we have 7 to the 4th power, so I'm going to type in a 4. Once you have that, you just hit enter, and it's going to do your 7 times 7 times 7 times 7, and you'll see that you have that 2,401, which is the form that we get right here. So the standard form is what you get when you multiply them all together, and your calculator can handle that. Okay, so I'm going to put that aside. We'll be working on a couple more of those. Just breaking apart some of the terms that we're going to use. The base is whatever number that you have being multiplied repeatedly. So for 7 to the 4th, the base, think bottom, the base is going to be 7. And the exponent, which you're putting it to, how many times you're multiplying the number by itself, is going to be your 4. So here we have 7 to the 4th power, which really means 7 times itself 4 times. So 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. We took a look at the calculator. Once again, all you're doing for that is you're going to put that in there. So you have 7, you find your exponent key, the little caret, and we're putting it to the 4th. So that's 2,401. If you wanted to do it the long way, you would do 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. You'll notice you get the same answer, but as you can imagine, for a problem like the next one, you're not going to want to do that 8 times. Alright, so for the first example, we know that our base is going to be our bottom number. Our base in this case is 6. And then our exponent is going to be the top one. How many times we're multiplying that 6 by itself, which we have at 8. So if we were to multiply or write this out as a multiplication, we would be multiplying 6 by itself 8 times. So this is what it's going to look like. We have a 6 times 6 times 6 times 6, and then 4 more of them. So you can see it's not real convenient to write anything out like that. So we try to get away from doing that, and that's the whole reason why we use exponential form. So typing it in a calculator, just looking at a different example, we have 6 to the 8th power. So again, your caret key is located right here, right above your square key. And we're going to get this very, very large number. Alright, so we can go ahead and write that one down right in that spot. We end up with 1679616, which is going to be in the millions place right there. Alright, just a quick note, as you guys are going through this, I'm going to have you guys complete the rest of this with the person sitting next to you. When you get to your variables, we're not going to be able to come up to a number because we don't know what that base is. It's just going to be a variable. We don't have that set. So just as a tip getting set with this, the base is still going to be x. Our power is going to be 5. And really what that represents is x times itself 5 times. So you're going to have x times x times x times x times x. So just as a heads up for that one, and then you'll be able to work this one backwards, so based off of that. Alright, so go ahead and take time with the person sitting next to you, complete this table, and then we're going to check over it before moving on to the next section.